Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, I agree with the call. If we're going to, split hairs, I'm looking for 20% return. I think it very well could be 25% return. But let's actually do the math. Let's do the math, all right? Apple, take Apple. It topped out at 145. I think that was January, late January, early February. It's now 127, so that's 13% off its high. To get back up there, you get that 13 percentage points is to a new 52-week high, a new all-time high. I think that is reasonable given fundamentally what's going on with Apple. And once it reaches that new high, it's not like it just stays there. Usually it goes past that. So, 20% and get the stock to 152, another 5 percentage points, 160 by year end. I think it's completely reasonable. I could do the same math with Qualcomm. I won't. It's the same thing. But here's, if I have to ask where might I be wrong? Okay, two things. One, taxes coming out of the Biden administration, but we're not going to know that till the fall. So I'm not going to really kvetch about that right now. The other thing, interest rates. But as I've been saying, Scott, I think that story is losing its punch. Sure, interest rates could go to 2%. You're pretty darn close to that already. What I think is going to matter more is earnings. So I'm really looking forward to the coming month of earnings on these names. I do want to say one more thing. I think Steve is exactly right. Not all tech is alike. I am not saying the same things about Snowflake or Palantir or Zoom. I think those stocks are still overpriced.
Okay, so this is Dan Ives of Wedbush, right? He's the one who came out with the note today. Steve says he's talking his own book. Granted, he does cover the technology sector, and he covers a lot of the individual and the biggest names there. But still, it's a very interesting call to talk about. Apple outperformed. He has three favorite names within the space that are going to help drive that charge 25-30% for the overall sector higher. Apple outperformed 175. That's the price target. That represents a 39% upside. I bring you those details because, remember, it was just yesterday when Katie Huberty over at Morgan Stanley talked about upside more in the mid-20% range because she had cut her price target from the mid-160s to the mid-150s. So Apple's super cycle thesis is playing out, she said. Microsoft outperformed $300 is what Dan Ives says, 21% upside there. Nuance Communications, we never talk about that stock. Outperformed $65. That represents a 47% upside. What do you guys think, Joe?
Well, Nuance Communication is the one name that I'm going to talk about because I owned that name going into the whoosh last year, and I got stopped out of it during the pandemic. It's a fantastic company. It's a small cap. It runs at about $12 billion market cap. It's all about AI, voice and speech recognition. The stock is down about 10% here in the last 4 weeks, and it's a name that I would look at and view as an opportunity and might just purchase myself of the three names that were mentioned.
Yeah. The Apple deal is interesting. Again, I referenced what Huberty did yesterday. Tony Sacconaghi says Apple typically outperforms in the 3-month period prior to a new iPhone announcement. So, Jim, you very well may be correct, right, that he thinks this stock's got a 3-month runway into a launch in the fall of any new iPhone product, and that would set this thing up pretty well.
Yeah, you used the key word super cycle because there is doubt about that. Obviously, I'm in the stock and adding to it, so I believe that. I believe that 5G is the creator of that super cycle. But I have to acknowledge there are many participants in the stock market who don't believe that the super cycle is going to occur. They feel that people are going to extend the lifetime of their existing phones and that 5G isn't enough of an attractant. To that, I say this is great. That's why the stock, at least in part, that's why the stock is off 13%, giving me an opportunity to add to it. You can take your positions on that topic. I believe that 5G is enough of an attractant to get people to upgrade their phones. And also, by the way, people have been extending their phone lives already. That negative story only has so much room to run. As with the interest rate story, I think we're done. I really like Apple here.
Yeah.